Well, this is not the video that I wanted to be making on a Saturday, but I wanted to go ahead and put this out because I'm trying to be transparent. In case you don't know me, my name is Eric. I've been trading prop firms now for 3 years, and I've been recording my journey of me trading my 4 straight to funded Lightning accounts with Tradeify. This week was horrible. I had two of the most worst days that I've ever had emotionally and trading wise that I've had in months. As you can see here from my calendar, on Thursday there, I went minus 5K between 4 accounts. So divide that by 4. Complete tilt. I didn't follow any type of strategy, not once. I just went on a whim and then I kept scaling in until eventually, luckily with Tradeify, you have a daily loss limit. That daily loss limit is around $1,200. So I hit that. The accounts somehow are still alive. They only have about $300 now left in actual drawdown, unfortunately. So they're almost blown. On Friday, it was also a pretty bad day. And let me just go ahead and zoom in here. Friday was a pretty bad day here as well. As you can see, I took a bunch of trades. Again, this is divided by 4. Friday, the only thing that saved me, I was breaking even a lot, but again, I wasn't following my strategy, any type of strategy at all. The only thing that saved me that Friday was basically I was trading 2 micros. So that's why nothing really happened. But now that we're in the weekend, I've had a chance to actually process this and kind of see what I want to do next. As you saw from the title there, it's a pretty negative title. But it's something that I've been thinking about, and it's something that I've discussed with one of my trading buddies a lot of times, who he also has a lot of payouts with prop firms as well, and has been quite a journey, for both of us. Trading's very fucking hard, in case you didn't know. But if you Google how many prop firm traders actually get a payout, it will tell you only 7%. Now, I don't know how accurate that is because that could be Forex prop firms as well, which I think it is, including that, but it is very low. In terms of evaluations, only 5 to 10% of traders even pass an evaluation, which is crazy. And at this point in my journey, like if I go to Apex, I can pass an eval like that, like nothing. It's not hard. But I remember at one point in my trading journey, it was really, really hard for me to even pass an eval the first year I was trading. But over the last 2 years, I have to give myself a little bit of credit. I have over $16,000 in payouts. And those are verified. You can check out my payout, one of my payout videos on my channel if you want to check to make sure that I'm being correct in that. But over $16,000 in payouts. And to me, it's like, sometimes it's like, that sucks. That's nothing. Especially when you got expenses, of course, on top of that. But I mean, when you look at the grand scheme of things, only 7% of traders ever get a payout. That's crazy. I mean, to be in this industry and to be trading prop firms because the rules are really against you. I love prop firms because it gives, especially me in the financial situation I'm in, I can't afford, I've done that before I did prop firms. I used my own capital and I lost a shit ton of money trading options, a shit ton. I don't even want to talk about how much before I found prop firms. So I'm very thankful for prop firms, but you got to know that prop firms rules are meant for you to fail. It makes it way harder to trade. A lot of times the rules will save you too, and they'll build discipline, but it's stacked against you. That's how these prop firms make money. Like, let's be real. And so anyways, you got to basically be delusional to want to be a fucking trader. But I didn't come this far just to come this far and not be happy. I think Kim K or something said that. But anyways, I digress. But I just wanted to kind of put that stat out there to just kind of give myself a pat on the back in these moments, in these dark moments when you just feel hopeless and you're like, fuck, man, I've been trading these accounts. Like, I'll show you how long. I've been trading these accounts now for 24 days. 24 days, and they were just like, flirting around that $0 balance over and over and over and over again. And I just couldn't get out of it. And I just basically it was getting to me. It was frustrating me. And so I think it all just compiled. It just all compiled. And recording videos and putting them on YouTube is a hard thing to do. But I also, as I've said in other videos, I think it's helped my trading journey a lot. I mean, when I first started recording the videos late July and into August, I was able to get a payout like that. And I think when I went ahead and just scaled to the 4 accounts, probably too quickly, or sorry, I scaled to 5 accounts and then blew one. It was probably too quick. I scaled up way too quick. I should have just added in one more account probably. I put a lot of pressure on myself and I was reaching for that $10,000 payout and it was affecting my trades. The other thing that I'm noticing is certain things with my strategy. Now I want to be very clear. I trade the opening range breakout and I also use EMAs and I also use bear and bull flags. I want to be clear. None of these things are actually like, they're confluences. They're not the actual strategy. My actual strategy is playing areas of support and resistance, supply and demand, and then seeing how price reacts at those major levels. And then from there, making a move. But sometimes when you're adding too many confluences, it can fuck up your trading. I think that's what's kind of happened to me. I've overcomplicated it a bit instead of just looking at that market structure and looking at price action. I've been doing this for 3 years. I know how to read price action. I know what levels of interest are. I know how price can react at those levels. I know what to look for to get into those trades. So the indicators, the EMAs, all that, it's just meant to help you, but a lot of times it can definitely bring you down. I added another indicator last week, which was a basically volume momentum squeeze indicator, and it fucked me up. I'm gonna be real. Like I was looking at that and it kept me out of some certain major moves. One of them being on Tuesday, we had a nice dump, and I'm actually gonna go over an example here in a second of what I'm kind of gonna be looking at more in terms of my strategy. The other thing that's messing me up is that I am way too focused in on the 15-minute opening range. And the opening range is meant to, it's a good confluence to keep you out of the mess in the morning, right? To keep you kind of calm, let the market build some structure and things of that sort. But there's so many times when I'm waiting for that 15-minute range to form, and we're at a big level of interest of like a big supply or demand zone or whatever. And we're forming like a good setup before the 15-minute range forms. And then the move happens before the range forms. And I'm like, damn, that would have been a really good trade. Like that has happened to me so many times. And then that's like in my head. So now I missed that move. And now like the move is so large and now we finally get the opening range that now I'm like in too late. Like, and then it just messes you up. Like I'll lose a trade and then I'm like, well, I should have took that one earlier, and I'm all over the place. Instead of just keeping it simple and just looking at these levels of interest. And if I see a good opportunity to enter a longer short based off those levels and a good entry point, then enter. I'm trying to be too perfect in my trading. And I've heard some type of trader say before that the thing that changed his trading forever was that he stopped trying to be so perfect. I was trying to be so mechanical, and my strategy works, but you have to be, the strategy that I was using, it works really well, but you have to execute almost perfectly, right? And that means execute just not only on your actual trades, but mentally as well. So keeping such a tight, fixed risk reward, right? You're trying to play the statistics is what I'm saying with that more or less. Instead of just trading an idea, you're trading numbers. And for me, I think that kind of eventually catches up to me and messes with me. I prefer to kind of work the market and have a trade idea and then enter for a reason and have a stop for a reason and have a take profit for a reason and then let the trade play out. But I think in order to do that too, well, I know for a fact, in order to do that, I do have to scale down. Like I'm trading one, it doesn't seem like a lot, but one ES Con, like I couldn't have bigger than a 5-point stop trading a 50K account, a risk of $250, which is a lot already on a 50K account, right? You're only having $2,000 of drawdown. That's not a lot of trades. That gives you 8 trades. And again, if you're mechanical and that's kind of how you want to play it and you can execute that every day, then fine. But for me, I think it's just too stressful sometimes. And I'm not saying I'm switching my whole entire strategy. My strategy has always been the same. I play off of pre-market high, pre-market lows, and previous day high, previous day lows, and then other major levels of support or resistance or supply and demand. So it's always been that. I just was adding all these extra confluences. So I think it's easiest if I just go ahead and show you an example from this Tuesday where I did not take a trade, and I caught like major FOMO. Even though I didn't trade that day, it kind of messed with me mentally. So let's go ahead and dive into the charts from Tuesday, and I'll show y'all an example of kind of what I mean. All right, so here we have Tuesday, and I'm marking out from Monday, right? We had the previous day low, and I'm being very basic with these levels here, right? We have our previous day low, and then I have my pre-market low, and then you have your previous day high, which is basically the same as the pre-market high. And these are lines. You can draw more of a zone, which is sometimes a lot more helpful as well. I used to draw zones. But on this trade, it's like, what's the trade idea? You can wait for the 15-minute range. That's fine. And I was trying to be ultra specific with my entries, and that's why I never entered here. But you kind of look here and you go, okay, we're in this tight range. I really don't want to be trading in this tight range because of the risk reward here in this little tight range. I want to wait for maybe a break of the previous day high and the pre-market high, and then a retest, and then a continuation to continue the all-time highs. That is a good trade idea. On the short side, I want to see us break significantly lower than the pre-market low here, right? And then get a pullback, like a break and retest essentially. And then maybe I'll look for an entry, and not trying to be all specific and like, okay, I'm gonna enter out this candle. I'm gonna have a 5-point stop and a 10-point TP. So like, even if I did that, I enter here, boom. Say I do like a 5-point, like what I was doing, I do a 5-point stop. I enter right here off of this kind of flag. Boom, this candle comes, wicks me right here. And then if I had a 5-point stop, boom, I'm stopped out. I'm stopped out of the move, and then it moves lower. I don't need to be trading like that anymore, right? The trade idea here is, okay, we're coming down. Oh, we're getting a pullback. Okay, I like that it came into the 9 EMA, but I want to see a little bit more. I want to see it really push into that level. Okay, we're pushing here. All right, we're pushing up. That's a real almost retest there. Now it's like, okay, well, now I want to see us kind of break below this support right here, this little support. And I'll just draw a line here. So now I would want to see us break below this little support here. So it's like, okay, form this. Now, boom, look at this 5-minute candle. Okay, now I'm going to enter the trade. Now I'm going to trade because why? We broke this level, the pre-market low. We retested, and now we broke this little support, and now I want to enter the trade. And then I'm going to have my stop up here, which is like 12 points at the swing high there. I like that stop. And why can I have such a big stop at 12 points? Well, the target is the previous day low. So I want to target all the way down here. It doesn't mean I'm going to take the whole trade down there, but look at that. That's a good risk to reward, right? It's a good risk reward, almost a 2-to-1. Not quite, but we can target that low. And maybe, and I'm trying to come up with these ideas too, where maybe I'm going to scale out of positions and things of that sort later on, or I can decide if I want to go for a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2 based on where the levels are. And in this trade, you had no reason to get out. You just it just flushed all the way down. You really wouldn't get out until you saw maybe some type of bullish indicator. This is what I mean by a trade idea. Really being methodical in the thoughts and not just trying, because every time I would enter with the way I was trading with the 5-point stop and 10-point TP, I'm feeling nervous in every trade. So this is what I mean by an actual trade idea. This is how I want to start trading. But to do that, I need to go ahead and just scale all the way down. I'm going to be trading like 1 to 2 micros for the next week. I'm not going to be putting up any type of trade recaps right now because I just want to concentrate on the trading for the next few weeks. I will put out like a recap video like I kind of am now at the end of the week, and kind of just go over my trades and what happened and all of that. In terms of the accounts themselves, again, they're only at $300 in drawdown. So I'll be real, I don't, and I'm not trying to be all negative, but I really don't think that they're going to survive. They might, who knows? I could surprise myself, right? But I also don't want to just like waste a bunch of time just like trying to dig them out the hole, because you do kind of have to play that prop game as well. It's not a personal account. It's like you can just move on and get to the next prop firm. And if these counts blow, my plan is to just get one. I think I'm just going to get one Tradeify account and I'll get it with Project X. If you're not familiar with Project X, right now I use NinjaTrader. But with Project X, it's a very user-friendly interface where you can actually set risk parameters and lock yourself out of trades. And you can set it to where you can't change those risk parameters no matter what the next day if you set that the day before. So that would prevent me from those tilt days. And I'm proud of myself, like, in terms of how long I lasted before the tilt. It sucks, but if I had those risk parameters on every day, then it will never happen. I'll never go on tilt because it will just lock me out of the account. So that's the plan going forward. I'm going to try to see how this week goes, but the main concentration is not even about getting the accounts out of the hole right now. It's about making good trades, making nice methodical trades based off of my trade ideas. Sorry for being so negative in this video if I was. And if you're struggling out there as a trader, trust me, you are not alone. But we can't sugarcoat this. This shit is hard. The odds are against us. So to make this more enjoyable, like, try to really concentrate on your trading and have fun doing it. Like, if I was to make a trade like this, it would be fun to me. That would be like, oh wow, I just like worked the fuck out of the market. Like, I had this great idea and it worked out exactly. Those are fun trades, no matter how much money you make in the trade. But that would be fun, and that's what I want to kind of concentrate on right now. And if I can get to that point, I think having $16,000 in payouts, I'm ready for that next level up. I'm ready for that next level up, but we have to get more consistent, which is always the key. So I know I've rambled a bit. I hope y'all got something from that video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video, and then check out my free income and expense tracker that I made specifically for prop firms in the link below. And I will see y'all next week.